What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Look at this. It's a beautiful December day where I am. I don't know how things are with you and where you are, but welcome back. I'm glad you're here for another episode. We're here doing Filmstruck Film Club. I am Carson Higgins, hosting duties, always shared with my buddy Groot here. His hair's not real. His hair's real. No, his hair's not real. It's just stuck in there pretty good. But yeah, if this is your first time checking this out, then what's up? We are a film club that operates much like a book club. I'm usually the guy picking the movies, which we should change. Book clubs usually have somebody pick a movie and then that person hosts a get together. We're not really doing the get together part. But if you have a film that you would like us to watch, go ahead and shoot me a line at Filmstruck Film Club on Instagram, Facebook, comment on one of these videos on YouTube. I'm easy to find. But yeah, give me a recommendation. I'd love to hear what kind of movies you want to watch. If you want to see any of the stuff that we've watched previously, I got a whole list of everything that we've watched on Letterboxd. You could just go on Letterboxd and search Filmstruck Film Club. A list will pop up called What We've Watched So Far. You can also always just search my name, Carson Higgins, and it's under the list there. But let's get down to business. This week we watched Terrance Malick's Badlands from 1973. His feature film debut. For those that don't know, that means he had not made a feature film before. But yeah, kind of knocked it out of the park, huh? I had never seen this film before. I had wanted to see it for years. I'm actually kind of, sadly, super uneducated in the world of Terrance Malick. I think before this, the only film of his I had seen was Tree of Life. And it's a more recent film. Maybe you saw that one. It has Brad Pitt in it and somebody else. There's other people in that movie. But I jokingly used to prescribe that movie to people that needed help sleeping. I'd say, oh, you can't go to sleep? You should watch Tree of Life. It's on Netflix. And though it still may work for that, I have since actually grown to really like that film. And it has only further expanded my curiosity to visit this guy's filmography. And so found my way to Badlands. I wanted to just start at the beginning of the guy's whole career. And he really made one hell of a movie. I must say a lot of people have borrowed from this film. Most notably, and maybe you heard it yourself, but there's a musical theme throughout this film that sounded very familiar to me, and I recognized it right away as, oh, that's the music from True Romance. Turns out Hans Zimmer, who did the music for True Romance, borrowed the theme that was in this film, kind of rearranged it, but it is basically the same song, and also in many ways a very similar film. People just kind of on the run, doing bad shit. If you know, it's kind of like Natural Born Killers. It has some inspiration from Bonnie and Clyde, which did come out before this, but Badlands is in its own way, its very own thing. It reminded me kind of a couple movies we've watched in this club. It had a maybe you'll agree or disagree, a tonal similarity to Picnic at Hanging Rock. I thought the cinematography in this movie is so good. Oh my god, it's just it also I don't know about you, but it looked kind of like a brand new movie. I mean, yes, you know, I know what Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek look like nowadays, so therefore I know that it's an older film, but it looks so good. I think if you watched it on the Criterion Channel, there's a restored version that they have, and it just is stunning to look at. But yeah, this film, like I said, came out in 1973. It's shockingly rated PG. Who knew? Because if you don't know, it is about a serial killer, more or less. Martin Sheen plays Kit, a 24-year-old, 20-something-year-old, living in South Dakota. He meets a 15-year-old, Sissy Spacek, and the two he really likes her. Long story short, I'm going to spoil something real quick, so if you don't want it spoiled, get out of here. He murders her father, and they run off together, igniting a killing spree as they kind of hide and run from the law. And it has that kind of. You've seen it many times actually in films since this. Like this became like the archetypal film that bred many alike it. But yeah, it was crazy to me to find out that this was PG because there's quite a bit of cold blooded murder that takes place in this film. It is based on the true life story of Charles Starkweather and Caril Fugate, I guess that's how you say her name, who did go on a real life murder rampage in 1958. But the guy was kind of super laid back and cool, had this like James Dean vibe. I think kind of Doug being like famous, and even I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but even as we go to the end of this film, and he's like just tickled pink that he's like famous to these cops. He's giving away his stuff and signing shit, and uh, my favorite line in the whole movie, the cop in the back seat goes, "I'll kiss your ass if you don't look like James Dean," and you see Kit just like get this little smile on his face, like, "Oh, do I look like James Dean?" Uh, so it's really kind of a bizarre movie. It really plays into what is now kind of very commonplace in our society. We're kind of really used to this charismatic psycho who's attractive and easy to be around, but who murders people. And we've told stories about people like them. Every murder podcast is about not necessarily likable murderers, but you know what I mean. Like it's really kind of bizarre to finally see this film. I am so late to this movie, um, and see for myself, just like, oh wow, like I never fully knew how much Terrance Malick and Badlands was the credit to be given for all this inspiration that came over. Um, Digging into some of the other stuff, these two central performances are so good. I guess neither of them had really done a whole lot of acting before this, so you got this brand new director, two kind of brand new stars. All three of them go on to do quite a bit of incredible work. Uh, so just so impressed, really. They're all, you know. I think Martin Sheen was probably the oldest guy on set, and he was 31. Um, but on the Criterion channel, right, there's the Criterion edition, so there's all the supplemental material, and I watched this kind of anniversary documentary thing with interviews with Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek. Wow, say that 10 times fast, Groot. But the art director, Jack Fisk, who turns out is someone I've already really enjoyed because he did the art direction for There Will Be Blood and probably a ton of other things that I really like. But he was the art director on this film, so a lot of those really cool set pieces and stuff, you have him to thank. But fun anecdote, him and Sissy Spacek met filming this movie and have been married ever since. How sweet is that, Groot? Oh man, I got a kick out of knowing that happened. I guess Jack Fisk had done, you know, 3 or 4 films before this one, and it was Sissy Spacek's like first big lead part, maybe. But they've been together ever since. How sweet is that? Um, anyway, yeah, man, this Terrance Malick guy, he's very good. I'm really glad that I had seen Tree of Life, like I said, and now coming back and starting here, I'm really really looking forward to watching Days of Heaven and then Red Line. And I also want to see he had a movie come out last year called A Hidden Life that looked really good, and I think I'm gonna watch that as well. But yeah, I don't even really have a whole lot more to say other than, you know, he slides in these beautiful shots of nature to where all of a sudden it looks like you're watching a nature documentary or something, with these just huge shots of the sky and this epic landscape. And there's some really iconic shots in it. The music, like I said, is just like a really cool juxtaposition to what you are seeing on screen. Um, his use of voiceover is very interesting. There was one time that it really caught me off guard because it's Sissy Spacek. Kind of, it sounds like she's reading her diary or something, and she's doing some voiceover, and then all of a sudden we cut to the back seat, and they're like canoodling in the back seat, all up in each other's face, and her voiceover's happening, and then all of a sudden Martin Sheen answers what she was just saying in her voiceover to bring us into this scene in the back seat, and it was just a really cool, effective little tweak uh, that just it's, you know, it's no accident that you hear people talking highly about Terrance Malick because he really is seemingly on a plane all by himself, working on a level all by himself. So yeah, I'm not even gonna take any more of your time. Go watch Badlands if you've never seen it before. Whoa! And if you happen to watch Days of Heaven or A New World is also on the Criterion Channel at the moment. The Pocahontas, Colin Farrell movie. It looks good. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe you like it. Maybe you want to watch it. Let me know if you watch any of them because I'm kind of on this weird Terrance Malick kick all of a sudden. But yeah, I think I said it earlier. But follow us on Filmstruck Film Club, on Instagram, Facebook, on YouTube. Go ahead and hit subscribe, like, comment, and if you haven't already seen, we have a podcast now. Whee! Wherever you like to listen to podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Apple. We're doing them on Anchor, which is a cool free service. So if you want to start a podcast, I've enjoyed using it. But yeah, man, we have like 4 episodes up, and it's really a good time. So if you are a podcast person, go check that out. It's the first rule of Film Club. So maybe you could tell some people about it. But yeah, enjoy yourselves. We'll have a new pick up for you real soon. So send your love to mom and dad and the kids, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Say bye, Groot. He said I am Groot.